Outer Orange.
So let's start off with Premium. So in Premium, actually, two of my friends topped. So this is BCS Puerto Rico Premium. I was obviously here, but I was playing Standard while my homies were playing Premium. So both Noman and Yellow topped this day. So this is Yellow actually right here with Shirayuki again. This is the second time getting a top 8 with Shirayuki. I can't remember his exact result. I think he went X1, but actually the last time he played this deck, you know, with the different stride, he actually went undefeated in Swiss, which is completely insane. But yeah, so he took Yuki. And then Noman over here playing Narukami, also doing very, very well. So that's very exciting. And then this obviously converts. We did get some. So we had the Narukami, we had the Pale Moons with dolls. We had Dimension Police. This guy was so nice. His other top 8 was BCF, right? Yes, this is the one you were at. The one we faced you guys with. So when we officially met the homies, the Fuzzy and the Dan and the Zorga homie. We had 1 DP. I actually, funnily enough, I talked to this Dimension Police player literally before top 8 because I saw him fanning out his deck while I was waiting for my top 8 round to start. The standard was ahead, mainly because the time frames, the standard is a little shorter in terms of time. So because of that, standard top 8 started first. So because of that, I got a chance to actually look at what top 8 was looking like. I didn't know what half the people were playing, but I happened to bump into this guy, and he was super sweet. Very, very nice guy. Just sweet. And I love Dimension Police, so I was like, oh my gosh, is that Dimension Police? And we got a whole conversation, so that was really cool. And then we had 1 Gear Chronicle. This was Michael Kai. I'm gonna say his name wrong. Team Best Girl. This is Team Best Girl. It was nice to see a Gold Paladin doing well. Yeah, I have no idea what was going on here. I heard about the Gold Paladin player. Just like I just briefly have heard some people talking about it, but I had no idea like what he was doing. I know he was playing like a Liberator deck. I think there's a deck list somewhere of his list. But anyway, yeah, I hear that engine is actually not too terrible, and of course, you know, running Max Power Percival is still, you know, Max Power Percival. It's still like a ton of, you know, Excel markers, all this stuff, and then you go into Ultimate, like so Yellow actually originally was testing golds because he really likes golds. He almost topped with it at Kingslayer cards, actually. And he just really likes playing it, and he has the whole deck, and the Spirix into Ultimate Stride. It's just pretty OP with the Ultima and everything, so he actually almost took Gold Paladin over Shirayuki, but then he decided to stick to Shirayuki. Anyway, that's our top 8. Let's go to top 4. If I can find it. There it is. So top 4 converted relatively interestingly. So we got Miguel, which is the DP player in first. We got second place Noman, third place Felix, and fourth place is Michael. So we actually saw this match, and we actually also, if you guys happen to see the stream, which by the way, I think the VODs or the whatever was going on, I think they're all going up. So if you're interested in any of these matches, they're actually going to be online. I can't give you the links right off the top of my head, but they'll be around, so you'll be able to actually see some of these matches. The match between this one was absolutely hilarious. It was actually just like really good. Here's the lip list for anyone interested. Oh, cool. Let's go check that out. While we're here, might as well check it out. Yeah, it's Eric Pimpy. I don't know if they're on. I have to check myself. I don't know if they're on Twitch. I think they are, but here it is. You really want to see the Steam maiden match to see how they play the Nara match differently, like me? Yeah, I mean, it should be up, so we'll look at it in a second here. So this is a Liberator list. It's running Holy Shrine. Actually, I didn't even think about Holy Shrine. I keep forgetting Holy Shrine has Liberator's name. I know it's like part of the deck, but I just always forget that it's actually directly in the name. But overall, it just looks like beat stick. I love this card. I know it's like an old card, but I like this card a lot. Up here they are. I think they're here actually. I was actually on stream too. So this looks like the Puerto Rico Premium. There's also Standard. I don't know where Standard went, but here. Some of it is Spanish, so just FYI. So it is in Espanol. However, you don't need to, you don't need to know the language to watch. Here's actually Noman and Miguel. I actually was watching this on my phone because there was a lot of crowded. As you can see, there's a lot of people kind of around, so I chose to just watch. And then actually, if you go a little bit further here, we had Randy's match as well. So here's Randy and Noman fighting it out, and then we also have a little bit later here, we have this is Michael and Noman fighting it out. So definitely do check it out. Me gusta mucho, gracias. So just FYI. They also called Eric, yes. But yeah, check it out. I think you could actually see me in the background for some of this stuff. I was kind of like roaming around here and there. I can't remember which side I was on, but I was trying my best to like watch, and then I kind of gave up at some point and I started watching. I think here, because my topic ended and I came over to watch. I can't remember where, but I remember at some point I came over. I'm trying to find it. Oh, there I am. There's me. I was talking to this guy right here. He doesn't know premium too, so I'll explain premium to him. Yeah, me too. I mean, honestly, like, they're fine with this. This also, by the way, the chat cracked me up. The chat was going crazy. It's hilarious. Yeah, there I am. I was on my phone for a second doing something. I don't know. Let's just go into like kind of meta discussion briefly here. Some people might be surprised about Dimension Police. I'm not too surprised. I think Dimension Police is actually very strong. It's one of the reasons why I picked it up actually. However, I am just not really testing premium right now. And I haven't been ever since I decided I was going to play standard, so sadly I'm a little behind. However, when I saw this, I wasn't very surprised. This deck is actually pretty aggressive, and the later the game lasts, the stronger this deck gets. So it's pretty good into most matchups. I think really it's just surviving the early game, and once you do, you kind of have like a pretty solid win con. So I personally have been talking about this for a while. I think this deck is still like insane. I know there's some people wandering around like, Narukami isn't that good. I mean, yes, it has bad matchups. Like all decks, for the most part, have bad matchups, right? But the thing about this deck is that it's extremely consistent in what it does, and I think consistency is just really important, especially in BCS. Like, so BCS has more rounds usually versus Springfest, and on top of that, you just want to break as least as possible. And I feel like playing a deck like Narukami is definitely the place to be. If you build this deck correctly, you can go for the on-hit draw pressure, which is what me and Ty have tested in the past. And there's just so many ways you can kind of approach the deck where you kind of like decisions that go in your favor. That's not even funny. Like I said, there are some bad matchups. Actually, one of them is Dimension Police. Dimension Police is something no one explained to me because of the fact that so Narukami's G guards are good, but they're not perfect guards. So because of that, against DP, it's a big struggle bus. And you just have to hope you draw into perfect guards in time, and even then, you know, they can like guard restrict you against perfect guards, and you just can't use them. They can use guard break, so you know, and you can't really like PG in other ways. Like for example, a good example is Grand Blue. Grand Blue can perfect guard through 2 G guards now, or no, sorry, they can super high with 1. They can, if they have like 30 in drop, they get like insane amount of shield, or they can straight perfect guard through drop zone, right? So they can go around this matchup very well. Narukami doesn't have this. I think I want to say, I can't remember if Gears has stuff like this, there's some toolboxing, but they can bottom deck stuff at least. Like, they can do some stuff. I will say, Narukami's G-Guards are insane, but they are not the highest in shield value insane. The thing about DP, I don't know if you guys remember, but Different Fight made a whole video about Dimension Police, and he made like a whole deck about it, and I think the deck he made, I think, I remember correctly, Derek and him made it together, or Derek helped with them, or something along those lines. So that deck is already like, was like really, really good. I don't know how much further you could take it from there. Because like there's only so many things you can tech aside from like the superior strat engine with the starter, which is originally what I was going to take actually. If I was going to enter premium, I was debating between Grand Blue and DP, and I was going to go the superior ride route when I was entering during MFD meta. And I swear, I have like the deck on me and everything right now. It has the superior ride starter in it. But that's what I was gonna enter. I was just gonna superior ride and everybody, get to 3 before anyone else could, and then have like tons of shield and just hope I win fast enough for win con. So that was the approach I was gonna take. So I'm not too surprised. But anyway, DP is really good right now. I think the new stuff they got is like really insanely solid. So yeah, that's premium. But here's the DP list for. Ooh, I want to see the DP list. I'm curious. I saw it in person, but you know, I didn't like actually like look it over because, you know, I don't know, I didn't want to be rude. Let's see, let's check it out. This is actually pretty standard. I think the only thing that's a little not as common is this right here. Actually, both of these cards. But otherwise, it's pretty standard. Which starters is he running? He's running the basic starter. Okay. Ooh, he's running this card. Wait, let me check this out. Turn When it attacks, turn so shiny. Turn a G-Zone unit, flip up, put all your rested rear guards into soul, reveal 7 cards to the top of your deck, call up to the same number of cards as face-up cards in your G-Zone from among them, in order of highest power, and shuffle your deck. That's so weird. If you put 4 more cards in your soul for this cost, all your units get 10k in a card. What the hell? I've never heard of this card in my life. What is this? I actually like this. I like the idea behind this. Because you can rest this, get the ability, and then go into this thing. That's so crazy. Anyway, I like that. I like that card. But anyway, so overall, I think this is pretty standard. So obviously you want to run these because these are just really good. Die Liner is your saving grace to not die to stuff. This is another solid way to survive grade 2 gaming. And then we have this, which I don't know, some people run this, some people don't. I like this card personally. It pretty much minuses your opponent's stuff, and if they don't do it, then you get to get stuff out of it. Like they can counter blast. If they don't, you draw a card. They can soul blast. If they don't, then you get minus the 5k. And then at grade 3, you actually activate both skills. On grade 2 or grade 3, you only activate once. So overall, just a very solid little like baby Zeal card. It's like a Zeal card, but on a grade 2. And I think my favorite part about it is its Vanguard or Rearguard circle, which just makes it better. We have a little protector here, the little like Perfect Guard homie, pretty much just an extension against matches that don't retire your stuff. This is interesting. This is just another searcher, and then also you can make your Vanguard bigger. I used to run this like back in a day, like not even in premium, but just in V, and I thought it was a pretty cool card, so seeing it in premium is actually pretty solid. And then we have the Commander Laurel. I actually saw this card come up quite a lot during the matches that I watched him play. Welcome in, Bebop. You know, when a unit, it gets double power, double crits, actually just insane, makes your numbers just pretty much PG or die. And then we're running the one Enigma to kind of help out with the counter charging that you need, because counter blasts are very heavy in DP usually. And then of course we have our usual, you know, this is pretty standard OT, you know, link draw PGs. Are they running ones? Oh yeah, they're running the Sentinel, that's right. And the crits and all that kind of stuff. So, and the G-Zone honestly is pretty, aside from this, the rest is pretty standard. Like there's nothing in here that's too abnormal. Which card is where's the broken card? This is the broken card. This card's broken. It's not like literally broken, but it's actually kind of broken, like low-key, high-key. Peels your skill off, excuse me. Okay. Has ever seen Laurel D? I've seen old Laurel. I've seen what the old Laurel one, the one that's banned, I've seen that one. So I do know what that one looks like. I remember I was looking into it. Oh yeah, going back to where's this little, yeah, this thing. This thing's so busted. Dude, like, bro, just straight up recursion your shield over and over again. This card's like actually insane. On top of the fact that it says, let me read it again just to make sure. Choose up to 2 normal units. Okay, so it's normal units, but still. You know, these kind of help. You can't choose these, but you can still, you know, G-Guard with them and then grab yourself like any of these. And all of this is like toolbox too. Like this is a toolbox, this is a toolbox. You know, you can just kind of, the fact that you can just throw these cards away and then get them back to hand is just insane to me. It's like, oh, here's 10k shield. Oh, here's 10k more. Oh, here's 20 shield. Oh, here's 20 more. Oh, I brought my cards back to hand. Here I go again. You can get ultimate stride back to hand. It's so insane. Actually, just a cracked G-Guard. I love it. So it's so dummy strong. Ever since, like, the minute I read this card, I instantly bought Dimension Police. Like, it wasn't even this that carried it for me, it was the freaking G-Guard. I love good G-Guards. Like, that's why I play, that's part of the reason why I play Grand Blue so much. Like, the Grand Blue G-Guard is just insane. But anyway, that was a long spiel about the Dimension Police. I don't even play Premium that much recently, and I gave you guys this long Premium spiel, my bad. This is the Puerto Rico standard results. Now, this one was interesting. So, something to keep in mind, as I was playing anyway, there were a lot of Flagberg players, like all around me. I don't know how I managed to avoid playing Flagberg, like against a Flagberg mirror. I somehow avoided it because there were so many. I faced, so this Bruce player right here, I actually faced him round 1. I lost to him because I couldn't find I bricked super hard against him, and it was literally my first round, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm just dead. And by the way, guys, I was running on like 1.5 hours of sleep because for the life of me, I did not sleep that whole weekend. I couldn't tell you why. Yeah, was that Philip? You know, so yeah, this is interesting. Round 1, man, I died to this guy round 1. I didn't lose a single game after that, but I died to him round 1. And I was like, God damn it, the freaking Bruce. I would have killed him too if I just at any point saw a 5th attacker. I had this weird thing happen where I always had 4 attacks and I just never had 5, and because of that, I died. Anyway, so going back to talking about this, we got 3 Prison, 1 Good, 1 Kyrie, 1 Nirvana, 1 Flagrick, 1 Bruce, 1 Babsagara. So the Prison was insane and top. Well, I think after like round 4, I was in top tables pretty much the whole way through, and the prisons were all around me, and Flagberg was like the next table over, right? So they were all the Flag players, 1 table 2, pretty much like the second table, like the top 16-ish players, and then all the prison players were all in top 8. I think they were just like knocking each other out or knocking out anything in there. It was insane. I actually faced 2 prison players that day alone. It was wild. But yeah, prison was very strong. Prison and Flagberg, I think, were the most played there probably. It's a big estimated guess, but there was just so many. There were so many of them. But anyway, as you guys saw, the top 4 conversion was very interesting. We ended up with, this one's a little incorrect, here we are. So this is how we ended up with Prison, Bob Sagara, which is insane to me. I have no idea what happened, as I lost to this player, so I know what happened there, but no idea what happened here. I kind of wish I did win because I actually misplayed a little bit, but I wish I won because I think I would have had a pretty good chance into the prison players. Another thing to keep in mind, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, one of these prison players was actually... Oh, no, never mind. I knocked that guy out. I remember now. There was a newish prison player playing. Yeah, he was my last round, I believe. Can't remember if he made it to top 8 or not, if he did or didn't. I think he did, and it's actually, now that I think about it, that's insane. Oh, whoops, I went back to the wrong chart. My bad. Pretty sure he topped, actually. I don't remember what placing he took, but he got an invite. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure this is one of these is him. But he was playing with actually the regular trial deck PGs, and it was his first ever BCS event, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100%, but pretty sure one of these is him. That's kind of wild. And then we also have V Premium, which was this right here. So this is V Premium, a lot of Gear Chronicle. A lot of Gear Chronicle players. Lots of we had 2 Grim Blue, and then we had 1 Genesis. I know 2 of the players that entered this one. I can't remember. I think his name was Zach. So Zach was on Night Rose, and then we had Michael also on Gear Chronicle, and they both topped. There were 2 people. I don't know Zach as well, but obviously Michael's Team Best Girl. I've seen him every BCS I think so far that I went to. So that's the usual conversion rate. Yeah, the 1 Genesis. So this guy was just straight up destroying people, left and right, man. Like left and right. So he faced both Yellow and Noman, and knocked out both of them pretty much, like just straight outs. So that was that happened. So yeah, this guy was just going ballistic on all these people, man. And then we have, is it this one? Yes, it's this one. So then this is how it ended. We ended up with a lot of Steam Maidens and 1 Grand Blue. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. I'm not gonna lie, I still don't know how this deck tops. I just don't get it. I'm gonna say it every single time. I just don't get it. Anytime I face this deck, it's the I will rather see an entire I'd rather see an entire Swiss round of Night Rose than like anything else. Like, let's pretend this deck is banned and everyone's playing Night Rose. I would play that format all day and night because it would be the freest format of my life. I legitimately don't understand how this deck tops. I don't know how else to put it. Not that I'm saying no, this is by no means with the players or anything like that. I just legitimately don't. I don't know how this deck tops. Be quiet, Orange. Let Rose. I mean, Rose has been. It's just what I don't understand is how this deck has been consistently topping recently. I don't know what people are doing. I don't know if people know that giving Counterblast to Calmbard is a lose. We have top 8 leads for premium. We got I didn't even see the Tachis. So actually, there's another Dimension Police. That's interesting. So we got 2 Narukami, 2 Pale Moon, 1 Grand Blue, which I'm actually a little surprised about. I'm not surprised by the player who took it, but I'm surprised that it was able to make it that far. 1 Spikes, 1 Dimension, and 1 Tachis. So this is kind of interesting. So obviously first place was Alistair, which was Sage, if you guys know Sage. Sage is awesome. Sage is a really big tester when it comes to premium, and actually loves Grand Blue, if I remember correctly. He's actually been winning quite a few times with Grand Blue, even in the past. So yeah, the good old Sage. Congratulations to Sage. I'm so proud of him. Sage is great. And then we also had, oh, I forgot to say, Michael won first place for V Premium, so congrats to that as well for Puerto Rico. That's a really insane accomplishment. He only lost to me that day, actually. Anyway, second place we got Nathan. Third place we got Carlos with the DP Green on combo, and then we have the Sweep Command with the Narukami combo for William to take you 4th. So it's also really good. I looked at this Grand Blue list, so I'm going to go into a whole Grand Blue rant. I looked at this Grand Blue list. Actually, let's look at it together. I was like actually kind of nutting over it. I think it's a very well-built deck. I think there's like, personally, like, it's just like a me thing. There's one thing I'd probably change, but when I looked at this deck the other day, I actually really liked it. Alright, so here's Homie Sage. So you'll notice it's pretty standard, kind of up here. Like kind of up to this Negravone is pretty standard. Actually, I would even say up to this bell is pretty standard. And then you start seeing the cool stuff. Now, so pretty much up to here, up to this Urgula, this is all kind of like decision making that you make as a Grand Blue player. So the Urgula is pretty smart just for certain resist things that you may need, even against Narukami, all this stuff. Bell is obviously awesome to Narukami. Now the Bilber, as you guys know, I love Bilber. Hi Yuki, welcome in. Bilber is one of my favorite cards in the entire. It is really fun. Grand Blue is amazing. If you like Zorga, you would 110% probably really enjoy You'd really enjoy this. You'd really enjoy Grand Blue. But Bilber, as you guys know, Bilber is actually just an insane card. There's just so much value you get out of this card. It's actually just nuts. If you just want to speed up the game, you can. If you want to slow it down, you can. If you need pieces, you can get pieces. Let's talk about Mistoff real quick. So you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, but I actually played Mistoff during... I can't remember which meta it was. I think it was right before Bugs meta. Can't remember what was like dominating during that format. Grand Blue was definitely one of the decks that was actually doing really well during this time. And I brought Mistoff because of hand size. Because hand size is pretty insane, right? So thank you. Welcome in the plot armor. I'm glad you have armor that is plotted. This card is actually really nice into Narukami, surprisingly enough. Narukami usually has a huge ass hand, so this card is perfect. I actually, throughout my Grand Blue testing, the very small testing I did have this desire to put Mistoff in. So I'm very, very happy to see this, just see this card coming back in a deck that can pretty much get it back out pretty easily. And then we have the Roll Rocks. Roll Rocks is just such a good card. I'm glad that it's showing up more and more. This card is just so nuts. If you can call this out mid-battle, by the way, while your opponent is literally attacking you. You can call this out through the Beatrice into, well, sorry, it's where is she? It's the Negro Lily into Beatrice into whatever you want combo. So you can actually piss on your opponent so hard with this card. The greatest feeling in the world is calling this out when your opponent has like 17 cards in their hand when they're about to end their turn, and you're like, cool, discard back down to 8, please. It's such a great feeling. So I really like seeing this. Then we have the one Hanami, obviously Hanami against like Spike Brothers, and then we have like the more normal stuff over here, and then we have the new thing. And I'm also happy to see that this is still being played at 4. I would do exactly the same thing. I can't remember. Oh, I remember. I personally, if it were me, I would lower 1 Column Barn and run something else. Maybe like a green. I would probably do 3-4 instead of 4-3. I just hate Column Barn. I think it's a dumb card. Not in a bad way. I just hate the fact that my opponent can just sit there and deny me my Column Barn, and I just sit there and cry. So I'd just rather it be something else. So that's why Bilber is really good, by the way, for that very reason, because it can go around Column Barn. But fun fact, Bilber activates off-base abilities, so you can go super deep with, including if they give you damage, you can go Bilber into Column Barn actually, and just do some really wacky stuff that way. But it's very whack-a-mole things. So yeah, overall, I really, really like this deck. This is V. Again, Enigman somehow makes it. I don't know how, but we have 3 Genesis, which is actually say to me 2 Aquaforce, 1 Gear Chronicle, 1 Narukami, 1 Dimension Police. This makes me mad. This makes me so mad. This is what I mean, man. This makes me so mad. Aquaforce made through, which kind of makes a little sense. Aquaforce is still, you know, I don't think it's just annoying. It's more like annoying to face anything. The longer they live, the closer you are to dying. Like, it's very frustrating. So you gotta be very careful with this deck. Of course, we have the Steam Mains make it through, Narukami, and then Dimension Police. This is still somehow doing its thing, and Vanquish actually made it through, now that I think about it. Another deck that I'm tired of seeing. Enigma is so fun though. It is. And then that's right, we had a Fenrir top, which is also interesting. Fenrir has some really interesting gimmicks that it can do. I remember when the promo first released, I was actually super big into the idea that Fenrir would start showing up more. Because for some reason my mind was like, yeah, this deck is good, right? And then it still feels a little, it still feels like it's missing something, but the promo definitely extends. So first place is Brandon with Steam Mains. We got second place Mike with Aquaforce. I can't remember which one this is. It's either Thavas or the Ripple thing. I don't know. They all look the same to me. Third place is Fenrir, and then we have fourth place Astro Poets. So obviously this deck is still insane. Nothing new here. I'm assuming this is the Ripple guy. Attack a lot of times and move stuff around and get a lot of Excel markers, right? And then we have this deck, which is Fenrir. I actually kind of want to see this deck. I'm actually a little curious to see sort of what they were teching. Yeah, I briefly saw this on Kai's channel. I remember I was looking at it. So yeah, this card's pretty busted. You can call this out mid battle, you know, retire something. It actually gets pretty insane. This gets very annoying. This is interesting. I guess it's kind of, into certain matchups this probably isn't too terrible to go into, and maybe as an early one, and then you go into Fenrir. I can definitely see. So you can start here and then go into the Fenrir thing, because early Fenrir is kind of very whatever. This is like the carry. Vandagander is just so strong. You can actually just ride Vandagander and board wipe people. Something to keep in mind, guys, if you know Steam Maidens really well, you'll know that getting board wiped is actually really painful. It's not the end of the world, but the board wipe is actually pretty rough. So being able to board up your opponent is not too bad. It's not too bad. You know, they have all their gear casts set up. If you board wipe everything, they're kind of stuck in this thing where they have to reset up, and Steam Maidens can only get 1 card out a turn through all the skills alone, right? It can only recursion like 1 card at a time. So if you board wipe them, they have no more boosters. They don't have 2 rear guards on both sides. Unless they're holding like a nutty hand, they actually get kind of stuck. So this is very interesting. You can also double retire, which is another interesting concept because you can go from this and kind of just do some really annoying stuff off of Fenrir's soul blasting skills. So just more stuff that you can just kind of work with. So yeah, very, very fun. And also his stuff, like when plays soul blast, you can soul blast and retire something. Obviously people are surprised about Zorga. Out of all this, probably. I'm just gonna say, woohoo, Stokeia! Thagria doing pretty well. Thagria's been doing pretty well, so no surprises there. Deck's pretty aggressive late game. Late game is it's a pretty insane deck. And we end with, first place is Wolfrin with Zorga. Second place we have David with Gravidia. Third place, oh, I didn't realize Flagberg got third. Third place was Matthew with Flagberg, and we have fourth place Gravidia again. So yeah, very good stuff. I personally think Zorga into all of these decks is actually pretty good. Especially if you pilot it very correctly. Wolfrin's been piloting this deck for so freaking long now. I was kind of like waiting when this would happen, when he'd finally get his Zorga top, so I'm glad it did finally happen. And then Gravidia, you know, is doing Gravidia things. Flagberg into Gravidia is actually insanely good, in my opinion. So, and you know, sackiness does happen. But they're both insanely similar decks in terms of deck economy. So if you think about like draw power, multi-attack, retire stuff, mainly the draw and the retire, they both essentially do the same thing. So that being said, they're really good matchups into each other. Flagberg is faster though, and it has 4 to 5 attacks, whereas Gravidia is stuck with 3 right now. So because of that alone, I think Flagberg is better. It has better templing, and the retire matters more for the Gravidia player getting retired than the Flagberg player getting retired. So in my opinion, if Flagberg retires Gravidia, they are more behind than if Gravidia retires Flagberg, because Flagberg can, 1, revive their units, and 2, they have more normal units in their deck, which means they have a higher chance of drawing into normal units versus triggers, which means they can do more. So overall, I think, I've been saying this for a while now, but I think Flagberg overall is just the better deck to take in terms of which one. But I will say Gravidia has a higher sackiness rate, I guess is the best way to put it, and if your opponent doesn't have a perfect guard, they can kind of randomly die. Flagberg doesn't really have that as much. However, again, kind of similar situation. A lot of people say no guard to Flagberg when they're at like 3 damage, and then you'll go crit and end the game there. So yeah, I think these decks play very similarly. I do think pacing wise, Flagberg is a little bit better personally, but I know a lot of people disagree with me because Gravidia has been topping so long. But weirdly enough, people don't realize how similar these decks are. Zorga, if you guys don't know how Zorga works, Zorga is very aggressive. If you get all your prisons like ASAP, this deck gets like insanely fast, and it's actually very hard to upkeep with, like as the person opposing. So yeah, and Zorga into Gravidia is actually really good too, because you can get your perfect guards and you kind of just mess around. You can bounce stuff. You don't really care about the board state that much. You don't care about retire at all. So overall, this matchup is actually very interesting. And with Gravidia being as good as it is right now, playing Zorga is a really good way around it. And same thing with Flagberg. Flagberg into this is actually pretty rough too. So VOC is really interesting. Actually, let's talk about VOC real quick, because I actually have some thoughts on this. I don't have thoughts on this. I do have thoughts on these, because I have not tested Youthberg at all. I did see it in action. There was that random game that the voice actors had. It was like the voice actor for Youthberg and the voice actor for, what was it, Jejuled, I think? No, it wasn't Jejuled. It was the Galactic here. No, it wasn't that. It was the one with the orders that look like weapons. Like the weapon orders. So anyway, long story short, they had like a match, so I got a chance to see Youthberg and Tempest in action and all this kind of stuff. So kind of Youth OP or hype? The question, because holy shit, they like the edginess. I don't know. I would need to test. I hear that the plussing. Do you think Youth needs a hit? I don't know. I would need to test. Vilstra, yeah, it was a Vilstra matchup. Yeah, Vilstra. I hear the plussing's insane late game in this deck, but to be honest, I have no clue. I would need to literally face someone, and I haven't faced someone on set 7 Youth yet to know. I know set 6 Youth is kind of weak, but set 7 Youth apparently is a lot better. But like I said, I would need to see it to know. I actually really like the way this guy looks. The more I look at him, the more I'm like, damn, you look pretty cool. It's like better Bastion. But very pricey Bastion. But anyway, you guys notice Lucia here, and then we have Nirvana, and we had Draconic Overlord over here doing his thing. I've been actually testing briefly, not too crazy yet. I haven't gone to deep testing with this, but Lucia is actually insane. It has really high shield, really insane draw, very high bouncing. It pretty much does what I feel like original Kyrie should have done. As weird as it sounds, this deck plays like a normal Bermuda bouncing deck, but just with an extra touch of orders, and the orders actually have shield on them, which is actually insane to me. And they draw you cards. There's actually a card in this deck that literally plays like Nikita in V. It straight up just says draw card. I'm at, like, on your opponent's turn. I'm actually like just like losing my mind over how interesting this deck is. I don't know how strong it'll be, but I totally am not surprised it topped. If I was heading to an event, I'd take her, not gonna lie. I think this is really good, personally. Her and Michu are probably gonna be the strongest decks out of the set, but I can actually see, because I haven't tested yet, but I can see Kyrie actually coming back too. I think people aren't playing Kyrie, they might be tired of it. Oh, thank you. Welcome in, Leo. Welcome to the Peel's crew. I think there's a chance for Kyrie, but I would need to test to be sure. So this is like super speculation right now. Until I test, I don't have the answers for that. But I know for a fact that with C and Michu are going to be really good decks. The Nirvana doing Nirvana things and the Overlord doing Overlord things. Honestly, Overlord is very popular over there. And people just love the deck. And it's actually like doing really well. And it has the promo stuff in there too, so... Trying to find... Oh, wait. I passed it. I know I passed. And then we ended with this, though. We ended with this, which is pretty hilarious. It's very possible, you know, triggers happen. Sorry, I just... What happened? What is happening? I am the storm that is approaching. Alright, guys. So that's pretty much... That is pretty much all of that. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Stay awesome, stay great. I will stream eventually. I'll definitely be streaming next week. Don't know if I'll be able to get a Kenna stream in this week, but I'll do my best. Stay awesome. Stay great. Till next time. Bye.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Did I not raid? Oh, there it is. Did it not raid? I don't think I actually hit the raid button.
Oh, you know what?
Did I not hit the raid button? I'm so confused! Well, anyway. Just hit raid again.
Thanks for raiding again, question mark? No, you definitely raided. You're good, OuterOrange. You're good. You raided. You're good.